number 1 here. It seems like Ahmed getting the first fisting going on here. Nice. Okay, and like though coming out from Saphir. I almost said Snapdragon. Shout out to Snapdragon because of the sap in the name.
Right.
That's so funny. Oh my goodness. Okay, Ahmed trying to make him go all the way up there with the nairs. GC Silite Sair coming out as well. Okay, even Steven damage 109. Oh, and as soon as I say that, look at this trip. Stomp Sair, and look at the amounts of damage on that. Oh my god! Seems like Saphir doesn't need lance anymore. All he needs is the swap to hammer and axe. And man.
Yep, and you can see he's actually priming up the hammer, so doesn't even want the axe at all, keeping to the bread and butter of the side lights and the D-light and Sairs. Here we go. Ahmet already has quite a few bit of damage built up onto him. He's got to be very, very careful. He does have a pretty favorable matchup against the hammer, but at the same time, Saphir's been playing so well around it. A recovery's not going to do it. Spot dodge in the air, trying to get some sort of gravity cancel. It's not going to work out. Saphir, nice 3-piece going up into the air to try and grab another nair to confirm the stock, but not quite yet. A scoop, though. And that is quick. I mean, not even... Okay, it is a minute in, but barely a minute in. And we have 2 stocks flying off the board from Ahmet. And it's just, yeah, already seems like it's kind of looking detrimental for him.
Yeah, this is absolutely brutal. Trip. Like, look at this. That GC neutral sig. Just adding more salt to the wound here for Ahmed. Nice weapon throw, though. Trying to snipe. And he did that third stock away from Saphir, but he's definitely gonna need to do some miracles on this orb, or maybe swapping the gauntlets and getting some strings out, because this has been the Saphir show so far, and looks like he heard me. What a crazy conversion, followed up by that down sig, just taking Saphir off of his rails a bit.
Yeah, honestly,
Sair?
if he's gonna do it, I believe it's gonna be on this orb, because Saphir is being very, very aggressive right now, and of course orb does a very good job of keeping players back with the downer for such, and of course you have the sideline decider for the bread and butter combo. So keeping him back is going to be the best plan for Ahmet, but at the same time, when you're so low, it's gonna be only a few stomps. There it is. Yes, a quick stomp into recovery to bring down that stock, and that's a very, very quick 2 stock coming up from Saphir.
Honestly, I didn't expect the amount of explosiveness I've seen on hammer by Saphir. As you said, we're used to the old Grim. We didn't know he has a hammer like that, but it seems like he definitely does, and it almost feels like this is his pick, you know? Like, the amount of confidence he has on hammer, at least against Ahmed, is kind of crazy. Like, getting aggressive on hammer is hard, and he has been doing it non-stop for that, like, 1.5 minutes for the first game. It was crazy, and it seems like he's not stopping the momentum either. Back on the hammer, Ahmed no weapon, finally gets the gauntlets as well, maybe trying to get some hits here and there, gets a silent but nothing else after. Stomp Sair immediately, so much damage already, 82 to 15, 83 excuse me, and man, yeah, this is, I don't know, this is scary. I don't know what I would do if I was Ahmed.
Well, as you can see, he is trying to take things a little bit slower against Saphir. He recognizes that the aggression from Saphir has been his undoing so far, so maybe playing a bit back, waiting for a whiff will be a little bit better for him. Saphir going forward. This is a stomp, and there we go. A bit of a damage lead coming out for Ahmet. He goes for the all or nothing with that huge insig, but it's not going to work out just yet. Still relatively even. We're looking for a KO there. Oh, he was trying to do a D-light into recovery, but it's a very, very difficult true combo to hit. So instead, he ripped the side sig and unfortunately did not get it. Now, we notice here the big difference between this match and the past one, we had 2 Terroses. They were barely going for signatures, but we have Saphir. He's ripping insig after insig, trying to get Ahmet to go off stage. It's a common bait that Terros players will use, and Saphir playing very confident in order to do that, because, you know, against a professional player such as Ahmet, you know, it's really not something you go for very often, but Saphir feeling himself a little bit right now, and also swapping over the axe.
Yeah, swapping over to the axe, and as you said, yes, so many signatures, but I mean, can you really blame him? Like, yeah, they're slow, but especially if you got the confidence of Saphir and just knowing where to place those signatures, they're so good, Trip. Like, there's so much damage. Speaking of damage, my god, Ahmed almost ending that start with the GC downlight recovery, but just a little off the mark, which sucks to see, but back on the gauntlets now, definitely with a weapon advantage. Nice spot dodge waiting on that, getting that recovery, and now all of a sudden in the lead, finally. Ahmed definitely stepped it up in this game too.
Absolutely. And, you know, one thing that of note to interest here is that, you know, Ahmet has some pretty high damage himself. Not as good as Saphir's. He has the 9 damage compared to the 8, but still, that is some high damage. And Teros doesn't have great defense, especially with the strength stance. It does take away from the defense, so it won't take long for Ahmet to build up good damage, and we're seeing it play out right now. Saphir kind of backing away a little bit. He's not being as aggressive. He is recognizing that Ahmet is starting to run him a little bit. But okay, a nice punish with the stomp. Sair goes for the ground pound. Ahmet gets hit with the god property of hammer and takes the stock. Saphir once again keeping onto the axe. He's looking for that damage build quickly, but Ahmet nice with the unarmed. He's feeling confident right now, and Saphir disarms himself with a weapon throw. Ahmet, what has he got? A side air, looking for the weapon starve as well.
Oh wow!
Oh, 2 weapon throws. Ground pound. There
the
it
wombo
is.
combo of the weapon throws into the ground pound. That was so slick coming out from Ahmet, and honestly, so impressive, especially against such a confident Teros such as Saphir. Wow, that was such a good ending for Ahmet, and definitely needs to keep this momentum going on back to Small World's End. By the way, I'm glad they're not swapping, because this map seems adequate for both players. Like, it seems like they move really good on it, which is nice. Seems like they don't like platforms, and yeah, I do agree to a certain extent. Platforms can definitely be detrimental, especially when you want those stomp stairs to be nice and secure, when you want those silent stairs to just not suddenly get, you know, interrupted by the soft platform. So definitely a wise choice for both.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I do like this dynamic, keeping to the no platforms, but here we go. Game number 3 now 1-1. We're looking to see who will carry their momentum over. Ahmet has a little bit more damage built up onto him. Saphir looked for the combo there, but unfortunately misinputted a little bit and went down. But still, that's a good amount of damage built up onto Ahmet now. Nice recovery. Looked for an air afterwards, but is going to miss. Ahmet once again falling a little bit to the aggression here. We see that Saphir often will go with these huge strings and builds up damage very, very quickly. That's all he really needs. Nice recovery to keep him off. Saphir bouncing around.
Yeah.
Once again, playing a little more back. Oh, nice spot dodge to get out of that D-light and then going for an in-light. That was very, very nice, especially since in-light is not exactly the most commonly used hammer move, but it was a good usage right there.
Yeah, so smart coming out from Saphir there, because as you saw, Trip, so many jumps were getting stuffed by Ahmet there. And it seems like he had completely adapted it with that GC and light. Oh my god, did you see those stomps? That Saphir prepared something devious there, but immediately gets neutral sigged into the skies by Ahmet, equalizing the stocks. We'll see if he wants to stay on the gauntlets, and yes indeed. See what happens now. Some Street Fighter 6 neutral back on the gauntlet, swapping back to them to a new pair, you know, maybe gives him some good luck, and it seems so far. Nice weapon throw, stuffing that recovery. Now back on the orb, hoping for some Sairs, maybe. See, he went back on the jump reads, and that was so good with the reversal of the recovery from the Nair. Sair now. Ahmet seems to be in control of the entire match, for now at least.
Yep, but that control can be ripped very, very quickly away from you, so he's got to be very careful. Now Saphir's on the hammer, whips with a D-light, and it's going to be a quick side light into side air. Not going to kill just yet. It's not very strong as a killing tool, or at least force-wise, so it's going to take a little bit longer for him to get the KO. Going off stage against the hammer, not exactly an advised option, but right now it's working. He throws the weapon away, now has the orb. He's looking for a GC side light, maybe. Okay, an in-light will KO. And let's see, what is he going to opt for? It's going to be the gauntlets. He wants those big strings to take him off stage. He's been really good with the reads. I got to say, he kind of has Saphir's dodge pattern down very well. Let's see what he gets it here. Okay, reads, dodging back into the end light. That was nice. Saphir now has a little bit of damage built up, but it's not too substantial. D-light. Ground pounds.
Oh, the ground pound. And now weapon throw upwards into the GC downlight. That was almost such a cheeky KO options coming out from Saphir. And now Ahmet definitely lead, but not enough to do anything. Only 34 damage on Saphir's name. And now equalized stocks like it was nothing, Trip. Like, that was crazy. And now he has the control over the weapons as well. Ahmet, though, as we've seen, he can definitely scrap on the unarmed. Like, look at this, downlight reversal into the Sair, and now back on the orb, hoping for some cider reads, most probably. I've seen that a lot from him. Yeah, and there we go, for Sair. Try to go for the silent, whiffs it though. Goes back to the stage. Oh man! Oh, the ground pound! Perfectly placed by Ahmet. Yeah, that was a perfectly placed ground pound. Getting that dodge read, the dodge inwards towards the wall. That was perfect from Ahmet. That's all he needed.
I just can't believe that KO.
So much damage. You got
Yeah.
so much damage on Petra, dude. It's 8 attack for a reason.
That's true. And now Saphir finally
Uh-oh.
recognizing potentially he may need to go to his pick. And indeed he will. He is now on the Ulgrim. And yeah, you know, you've got relatively similar thing. You got the, you know, higher damage. You got better defense. And of course you have that low dex, which of course does not matter at all. So this could be good for Saphir, but at the same time, Ahmet is definitely starting to run away with this, it seems. You know, obviously there's the big potential for a comeback when it comes to the higher damage with the axe and whatnot, but still, Ahmet's starting to get the read down.
Yeah, and I don't know, Trip, but it felt like this was Saphir's set, but all of a sudden, it's 2-1. Ain't that crazy? Simply because of that ground pound, how early it KO'd. And yeah, I mean, that 8 attack is definitely gonna show itself, especially when you got such a high caliber player such as Ahmet. When he gets those strings, all he needs is like 4 hits, 5 hits, and look at that recovery. Already putting Saphir into the 172s with the last recovery there, getting the KO off the top with only 82 damage on him. That's a crazy lead.
Oh, absolutely. And now he's against the Lance. Now, Lance, not exactly the best 1v1 weapon. Saphir is very good at it, but at the same time, he's got to struggle with these options. You know, getting the open-ups aren't as easy, and he's really going to be looking more for these random side airs. As you can see, Saphir going for one, hoping to catch a jump, but Ahmet, he knows better. He knows the game plan against this Lance. You got to keep yourself to the ground, wait for those side airs, wait for those down airs to come out, and then you can get a free punish. So what can you do? It's going to be a side sig. Ahmet gets the lead, but no recovery afterwards. He knew they kept the dodge, so he didn't get it. There's a recover, or sorry, a nair. Okay, nice pickup.
Wow.
Didn't get too much off of that, but once again, keeping himself on the weapon. There it is, a side air, and Saphir falling down to his final stock while Ahmet remains on 3. This is honestly looking like a GG 3-1 for Ahmet.
Yeah, and I mean, final stock situation here for Saphir's winners round and winners bracket, at least, because Ahmet, it seems like he's an absolute beast with those gauntlets, but nicely sailed away. Saphir gets some breathing room now, back on the Lance, hoping perhaps for a Kozilek style gimp, you know, the Sair into there, into Sair another again, you know, getting those jump reads, maybe. Oh, Silent into downlight, that's definitely an option of all time right there. I wouldn't go for it personally, especially against Ahmet. He seems like a floaty player.
It could be a read attempt, but still, he's got to go for something because, yeah, it's just not looking good against
He's
this.
getting desperate.
Yeah, the Kozilek style gameplay, maybe potentially a 0 to death, but okay. Got a little bit of damage built up, a nice down light, tried to go for it, but the recovery, just got that KOing a third one. Ahmet, 3-1 against Saphir. Pretty dominantly, I gotta say.